Cool. Alright, we're on to
Life lessons and lemons.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Hi, welcome to Life Lessons and Lemons. This is a podcast for young people about young people, and it's not only to entertain but educate us on some life lessons.
Cool.
There'll be very little entertainment involved.
There's already so much entertainment.
I'm very entertained. Thanks, guys. That was a great opening.
We'll pay you later.
Adam, start with a bit of honesty.
Okay.
Hey, we want
That was a good opening.
introduce you to the extraordinary Adam Wong. Hello.
Hi, Chris. Hi.
How are
Lisa.
you?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Tell
Hello.
us about
Hi.
yourself, Adam.
Yes. Hi. I'm Adam. I am part of our Unigen ministry at Hope Church. I've been part of Hope for about 8 years now. Yep.
Wow.
I studied at UQ, and I'm currently working as a tax accountant at Deloitte in the city.
And where, sorry?
Just some sort of accounting. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Yeah, and I'm good. I'm happy to be here. So exciting.
We're so glad.
We're happy that you're here.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Lisa.
No
Definitely.
worries.
The only
Well-
scripted thing so far. Which is so great.
Yeah, no, we can't
We're
wait
happy
to
to
hear
have you.
about your life lesson. And sometime as well, I'm just going to ask you a lemon-related question.
Cool,
So we
cool.
can look forward to that too.
Do you even like lemons?
Depends with what.
You can wait for later to answer.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So that wasn't the lemon question?
No,
Okay.
that was just a teaser. Lemon teaser.
Lemon drop.
All right. We're talking about life lessons.
Yes.
Life lessons and lemons. What's your life lesson today for us, Adam?
Right. I feel a bit too young to be talking about life lessons, to be honest.
Actually, how old are you?
25, turning 26.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Quarter.
Very
Yep.
young to be
What
a
a-
senior analyst at Deloitte.
Ooh.
Very good.
Yep.
You okay?
Well,
Yeah, no, that was, yeah, I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess this is my quarter century milestone life lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very simply, and I'll expand on it a little bit, I think I've learned that community matters. Community matters. Having a community around you, being
Yeah.
plugged into community, particularly the church community, matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think while it's pretty intuitive for most people, like you would agree, you need friends around you and all of that. I find more and more people perhaps are losing sight of that. Perhaps, especially not especially, but within the church context. I find more and more people are getting comfortable, doing faith on their own, sort of growing themselves through self-service platforms like online sermons, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I find, I've learned in the past that there's so much to gain and benefit from in being plugged into community. So yes, community matters, life lesson.
So how did you come to realize that for yourself, that community matters?
Yeah, I think a bit about me. So I grew up, basically in the church. I went to Sunday school, youth group, and then young adults here at Hope. And so I can't imagine life without church. So I'm kind of like that, I guess, straight path kind of guy. But it was only until as I said that, I was like, there was a full-on lie. I just lied on like national television. Anyway.
It's all right. A little fib here and there. We all knew it was.
Yeah, I'm just so great. Anyway. So yeah, growing up, I kind of, it was just a given to be plugged into a church community.
Yeah.
But I guess it's only when I started to sort of help others grow, to lead people in our church, to shepherd and whatnot, that I realized, it's not necessarily that intuitive, perhaps, and that a lot of people, I guess, have been hurt before. A lot of people have been disappointed, and eventually I've come to that point as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So straight path type of guy in church.
super straight, like
Chris can't get past that.
no bends
I've
whatsoever.
known him
Like
for a while.
I'm still waiting for the chariots of fire just to come.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
You have been a very like one moment of honesty. You have been a very important part of our church for quite a long time. Actually, I've known Adam since he was like
Sunday school?
probably 18 or
Yep.
probably 18 or 19, and
Youngin.
yeah, I would say you've been a great guy, but obviously you've had your ups and downs. So when you look at your younger self,
Yep.
and when you think about this whole idea, like you just mentioned about how you come to that place of disappointment as well, like can you tell us a little bit about that season of your life, and what would you say, to junior Adam now that you're a senior
Adam.
analyst Adam?
Adam
I tried to finish your sentence for you.
Well, you gotta try harder next time.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam, if we were Adam Juniors,
It's two of you.
what would senior Adam say?
First of all, you guys are very different.
We're very what?
Very different to junior Adam. Anyway,
Okay,
okay, yeah, I
cool.
get your question. Cool. Okay.
I think,
Yeah, good question. And I've been thinking about it. First of all, I'd say it wasn't like overnight, that I've sort of been demystified towards, I guess, the perfect community or the perfect church. It's, a process of seeing or helping people through, I guess, discouragement and bad times that I realized, it's a really broken place. Just the world in general, but also within the church naturally.
Yes.
And so I guess for me, that's the journey I've been on. It's kind of like I've been sheltered for a period of time. And then when I've stepped out to help others, I suppose, I myself started to learn and realize that, hey, it's not all, blue skies and sunshine kind of thing.
yeah.
I think more specifically, in 2020 particularly, I saw 3 of my close friends, I guess, in life group, essentially resent the church, our church, and resolved to try a different church. And so they did. And then eventually, walk away altogether.
Yeah.
And for me personally, that was quite discouraging, obviously. But it also, in some ways, rubbed off on me, in a way, because it's kind of like you're trying to be the voice of hope, trying to be the voice of reason and things like that. But a part of you kind of feels, hang on a minute. There's truth as well in what they're feeling and in what they're saying.
Sure.
And very slowly, I started to become like that. Yeah, and so 2020 was that particular year where I guess it built up, like 3 of my friends and that kind of thing. And I guess, yeah, long story short, a personal testing for me came when a close friend of mine in the church, I suppose, I lost a friendship. And it was hard to lose because I felt that I had given a lot into it. I felt that I'd tried my best to be there for this person.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess just left me feeling used, essentially. That kind of kicked off a downward spiral of feeling like everyone was just there to take from you. And I started to resent, quite literally, like every moment that I did something for others, whether it be serving in life group, as simple as that, or serving in CCM, Campus Christian Movement, which is our student ministry. Check us out on Instagram. Anyway, sorry, I just like okay, anyway, and I started to resent. I literally sat in my room one night, just listing out all these things, going like, what am I doing? Like, what was the point?
Yeah.
And feeling, why should I care for people if people only care for themselves? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so that was the year where I guess it broke for me. That whole feeling of like, what's the point of church community? Like, I don't need them. You know what I mean? But I guess it was in that time where, I realized that, I guess I really needed God to come through. And I remember quite distinctly, sorry to go on and on, but talking to my mentor and just sharing to him how I've come to a point where I just really want out. Quite literally, I was listing the groups I need to leave or that kind of stuff. And I was just, asking him, not really asking, but just telling him, this is what I'm going to do. And somehow, by the grace of God, he talked me out of it. But I think it's from that point where I was quite resolved, okay, it hurts, I'm disappointed, I'm cynical about a lot of things, but I'm just gonna be there, I'm just gonna be present. And unbeknownst to most people, I just came to church as always, came to life group as always, and did the right thing. But I feel like it was in that process that God started to repair and restore me. Yeah, and I learned that while people might offend and disappoint. It's also people that, yeah, heal and bring that that restoration.
So good.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, no,
thanks
cool.
for your. Yeah, it's just really refreshing. I think another moment of seriousness, just really refreshing. Yeah, like that vulnerability in your journey, and I think we all have gone through seasons like that where we've either needed like a fresh perspective, or we just needed a helping hand, or we've just needed to be there, and to allow God to do what He needs to do, and not for us to circuit break the process and then go and try and figure out our own solutions. And just even hearing about how you were present and how you stayed the course, even though I'm sure there were like many times that you didn't feel like it or wanted to do it, and how God worked in that. So what was the turning point for you, Adam? Like, was there a moment, or was there, like, did you wake up one day and all of a sudden, you wanted to pour out again? What was that? What happened?
I wouldn't say that there was a specific turning point, like pillar of cloud and pillar of fire, that kind of thing. But it was various points, I think, which is why looking back, I'm like, wow, it was so important that I was still plugged in.
Yeah.
It's so important that I didn't give up, because it was in really the most ordinary, mundane of moments that life started to be breathed in again. I can think of a few times where people prayed for me randomly, and it was exactly what I needed to hear. And I know that some people are kind of skeptical about that kind of stuff, and that's fine. But for me, that made a huge difference.
Who's randomly praying for you?
Okay, so shout out to Brian Chow.
Oh, Brian Chow.
Yeah, who grabbed me aside after our usual Tuesday meeting prayer. So again, the fact that I made it there or forced myself there made a big difference. And he pulled me aside and he just prayed over me and said that, hey, actually, I see you coming out of a dark forest, and you've been in there for a while, but you're coming out now into the open, and the winter is gone. Wow. That's it, really. And that just breathed so much courage again, because it gave me a light at the end of the tunnel to how I was feeling. And I'm not, necessarily super close with him. So to hear that from someone I never share these things to. I love you, Brian. I love you so much.
He thought he was super.
He's gonna find us.
You're the best. I love you. You're great. You're looking good today, man. Okay. Anyway.
Wow. You're prophetically speaking into how he's looking.
Whoops. Okay. You drove me into a hole. Look at that one. Anyway. So that was one specific time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think it's just similar moments like that where people have said things or prayed things that made a difference or that spoke to me. Yeah. I remember another one where it wasn't directly to me, but someone came up there and said, hey, I feel this word for this group or the church. It was simply that God hasn't given up on you.
Wow.
And I was just standing there, again, I was present, and I was just standing there and I was like, whoa, like God hasn't given up on me. And I needed that. And that kept me going through the months that followed. So I guess that was the turning points. But similar things like that.
And it's so encouraging that you were just saying those turning points don't have to be these big wow moments, but it's like the ordinary, your day to day as you are faithful and you go on and,
It's great.
God just meets you there and uses people around you.
Yeah, true.
Really impact your life, and that's amazing. So now to our rando question about lemons first. So Adam, can you answer this question? What is a lemon? No. What?
I just had some.
Well, can you just describe like what was your first experience with a lemon?
Wow, that was not expected. No. Oh my gosh, this is completely my first experience.
With a lemon.
I feel like it was a bad guy on Powerpuff Girls that I recall watching.
Wow.
Say no more.
Okay.
You're about to
You know that emoji?
I'm pretty sure that's the first time I learned what a lemon
Wow,
is.
okay.
Apart from obviously
Power-
kindergarten
that-
books.
that's
Do you know what?
Powerpuff Girls.
That
wow.
explains
That
so many
explains
things.
Can you? Oh my
Like,
gosh!
just-
I should have just gone like, oh yeah,
Come
it
down
was
to it,
something
yeah.
yeah.
Love a good lemon question. That just enlightened us all. Thank you.
Why?
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done. Well done. Okay. So it's been amazing listening to your story, and thank
Thanks,
you so much.
Lisa.
You have entertained and educated us today. Now we just
Appreciate
want to
it.
end off with a lemon nugget. So if you could say in one sentence, when life gives you, Adam, lemons, ...
Keep believing in people.
Wow.
Yep.
That's
Keep
so
believing in people.
So good.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, don't give up. Yeah, I think
it's
it's
awesome.
so important.
Thank you so much, and thanks for being here and enlightening us all.
Oh, thanks,
as
guys.
well.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. Life lessons and
Lemons!
It's been fun for some of us. Not all of us. Catch you guys next time.
see you next time, guys.